The world has had enough of America's geopolitical and economic hegemony, and Trump is making a bad situation worse. There's going to be the death of a dollar. Let's go back to what I said, that Trump's going to lower interest rates, and the dot-com bust happens. The lower interest rates go, the deeper the dollar falls. The deeper the dollar falls, the higher gold prices go. So it's cheaper to buy gold from in other countries as their currencies go up and the dollar goes down. No, we see $4,000 gold by the end of the year. Look at the Trends Journal. Go back to our top trend for 2024. A golden year for gold, we said. Gold went up nearly 30% since we made that just in that year. And now it's gone up again. And here's the thing. When Trump got elected, gold prices went way down. The markets went way up and the dollar went up, way up. And then what happened? You mentioned the Liberation Day and all the stuff they started talking about. Markets went down, dollar went down, and gold went up. I started buying gold in 1978. It was like $163 or $183 an ounce, I forgot. And I've been following gold since then. Was the Iranian conflict started to happen, and the UK overthrew the democratically elected government of Mossadegh in 1953 because Mossadegh had the nerve to say, you know, that oil in Iran, it does not belong to Anglo-Iranian Oil, better known today as BP, or Standard Oil, better known today as ExxonMobil. It belongs to the Iranian people. No, it doesn't. Winston Churchill, that ugly little freak that everybody bows down to, a little piece of warmongering shit. Yeah, him and Kermit Roosevelt. You could look, only one newspaper reported this in 2017 when they finally released the data that I saw. None of the American newspapers, about how Kermit Roosevelt and Churchill, the MI6 and the CIA, collaborated to overthrow the democratically elected government of Mossadegh in 1953 in Iran. They killed thousands of people. They brought in the Shah, this little taster, an arrogant little piece of crap, the Savak, the secret police that made the SS look good, that tortured and killed tens of thousands of Iranians. So when the revolution happened in Iran back in the late 1970s, all they did was teach us to hate Iran. And that little clown boy that everybody looks up to, little Jimmy Carter, oh, the peanut farmer that gave us Al-Qaeda or Mujahideen, I forgot. Yeah, anyway, he comes back from spending New Year's Eve with the Shah and his wife and comes back to America, all the little boys, little tough boys in their costumes, salute him as he gets out of the helicopter. And he says, the Shah is the island of stability in the Middle East. And that's when I became a political atheist. I said, this guy's going down. And I started playing the gold market. My gold and oil futures I started betting on, $5,000 in each. Back then, I brought it up to almost $750,000, which is real money back then. Now you can't retire in $1.5 million.
Yeah.
I lost most of it. I'm a young guy doing crazy stuff. But anyway, the same thing is going on. People had no idea about the overthrow. And the same thing is happening now with Iran. They're teaching us to hate Iran. They can't have a nuclear anything. Israel can have all the nuclear weapons they want, but Iran can't. And the people buy the crap. Going back to Jimmy Carter, Mujahideen, brought to you by Brzezinski. Oh, his daughter plays on that stupid show, MSNBC, with that little clown guy. Oh, yeah, that Brzezinski. We got to stop the Russians from taking over Afghanistan, created the Mujahideen, which became Al-Qaeda. Oh, we got to get that guy Osama bin Laden. Oh, you mean the one that Jimmy Carter, that built up, that one? Again, people have no idea about the facts, going back to where things are going and what's next. They don't look at the history of things. I've never seen more perilous times in my lifetime than right now. Oh, and then, of course, now the India-Pakistan wars ramping up. Oh, both of them have nuclear weapons. One of my sayings is, when all else fails, they take it to war. But you don't do this kind of stuff. I mean, you don't know where it's going to go. Anything can happen. And then, of course, there's the Ukraine war. Hey, you elect me. I'm going to end that war in 24 hours, okay? I'm Donald Trump. You elect me. Now I'm elected. That war's going to end before I get into office, all right? Look at the crap this guy spews out. No anger about this lying to everybody like they all do. He ain't alone. One after another, they lie their way into office. This war, now let's go to Germany. Oh, who's the new chancellor? Merz? Oh, where'd he come from? Oh, the BlackRock gang? Germany, third largest economy in the world, largest in Europe. Only 2 years of recession. Oh, it looks like they're going into another one. But don't worry about it. We're going to borrow $1 trillion to build up our military. We got to stop them Russians. Before, if we don't stop them, they're going to attack Europe. I'm not making that up. This is what they're saying. And wait a minute. You mean the Germans, Operation Barbarossa, that killed over 25 million Russian people in World War II? That Germany building up its defense along with all the other European nations? And that lying little piece of nothing saying we have to build up more to support Ukraine? These are crazy people. Again, where's the outrage of the genocide being committed against the Palestinians every day? No, you're an anti-Semite. Again, I want to make this clear. 3 of my last 4 girlfriends were Jewish. It has nothing to do with the religion. You don't hate all the Germans because of World War II. You don't hate the Italians because of Mussolini. It's not about hating the Jewish people. It's about hating the murderers that are in charge running the country. But what they do to shut you up is to attack you for being for peace. Look, I used to be on Oprah, The Today Show, Good Morning America, everybody all the time. I got blacklisted from everyone when I said America would lose the Afghan war. I said if Alexander the Great couldn't pull it off, if the British at the height of the British Empire into the Valley of Death, Road to 600 couldn't do it, if the Russians couldn't beat them, what makes you think America's going to beat them when we haven't won a war since World War II and wouldn't have won that one without the Russians? Why, how dare you say that? And then the Iraq War came out. I said it was a total lie, on and on. I got blacklisted from everybody. You're not allowed to talk about peace on the mainstream media. No one, anywhere. Let's talk about the economy. They have the job numbers come out that they always revise and bring way down. That's a fact. Look at the jobs that are being created. Healthcare and social services and all low-paying jobs. Look at your credit card debt level. Look at the new home buyers. It used to be 40% of the homes being sold went to first-time buyers. Now it's down to 28%. Here's a trend that nobody's talking about. The office building bust. When they locked down the country for almost 3 years and forced people to work from home, it became a trend. Yeah, a lot of companies are forcing people to come back 3 or 4 days a week, but the leases that are being renewed now after 5 years, they're not renewing them like they were. Your office vacancy rate in the United States, meaning empty buildings, nobody there, almost 20%. There's going to be foreclosures on these buildings, and that's going to bring the banking system. It's going to hurt a number of banks. No one's talking about this. Life has changed since COVID. It's a different world. Where I am up here, they call this the Hudson Valley where I am. I call it Death Valley. 9 o'clock at night, it's dead. No nightlife anymore. Everything's changed. Restaurants used to stop serving at 10 o'clock. Now they stop serving at 9 o'clock. Go to New York City, homeless everywhere. That's a whole different game. And buildings built within the last 50 years are non-convertible for apartments. The facts are there. Go back to 2024, building on 50th Street, Midtown Manhattan. Sports Illustrated used to be there, one after another. In 2006, the building sold for over $300 million. In 2024, it went up for auction. It sold for $8.5 million. No windows on one side, no windows on the other side, no windows in the back, in the middle of the block. Knock it down and build something else is what they're going to do. It's so sad. My father worked in a fish store. My aunts and uncles, they worked in factories. They were laborers. The style, the grace that they used to have. It was the true American spirit. And again, back then, 4 of my aunts and uncles on my father's side had fish stores. Back in the day, there were businesses owned by a middle class. There were grocery stores, hardware stores, shoe stores, drug stores, stationery stores. Now the chains own everything. That's the middle class being killed. It was a whole different world back then. And again, like Slick Willie did away with the Glass-Steagall Act, Federal Communications Act. 6 companies controlled 92% of the media, thanks to that slime ball. One terrible thing he did, again, brought China into the World Trade Organization, gave us NAFTA. They deregulated all these antitrust laws that allowed the bigs to take over. There were no Walmarts when I was a young guy. And so what we have to do is bring back the spirit of this country. And to me, again, you got to have money to do it. And if the billionaire out there that wants to do it. I launched Occupy Peace over a decade ago. I had major rallies up here. Scott Ritter, Judge Napolitano, on and on. Warren Buffett's son used to rent one of my buildings, his Novo Foundation, Peter Buffett. Not a penny for peace. Think about this. We talked about the news before. How many damn times do I have to hear that Warren Buffett's going to retire? What the hell do I care? Oh, and his buddy, Charlie Munger? Oh, he died. But Charlie was brilliant. He built a huge casket and took all the money with him. All right? No, I'm joking, you know. Well, these clown boys, what are they doing for society? They're doing crap. All they're concerned about is themselves. And the bottom line is, to me, what will change this world is a renaissance. It happened after the Black Plague when 60% of Europe was wiped out. We have to advance to a higher level. And they used to say in Italy back then, alle Romane et all'antica, in the manner of the Romans and the ancients, to describe the quality of their work. And we have to bring back the quality of what used to be America at a very different time. And to me, that's the only way I see it changing. But you can't do it without any money. The Medicis made it happen the last time, and we need a Medici 2.0 to make it happen this time.